So on the filling up Eli's bucket, I forgot last week, but Eli is just the most giving, non-selfless person I've ever met in my life. I had some questions about something and he was just so gracious. He's like, well, if you can't figure it out, I'm at my dad's office. Just come down here. I'd be more than happy to show you. He uses his knowledge and he's willing to help anyone and everyone, and not only help, but go that extra mile. So I'm just so thankful and grateful that he's now in our office, and, that I just feel like I have someone that I can always, go to and get a second opinion or some education.
Thank you.
So thank you, Eli.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, Denise. Thank you. Great work, Eli.
Thank you, sir.
AKA Levi. Who else?
I have something.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that it's so cool in California because Vegas is hot.
Amen. This Nordic blood of mine gets boiling when it gets too hot. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's hot here.
Okay, cool. Who else?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the KW app. I got a referral this morning.
Woo!
And
awesome.
Yeah, last night I posted on Nextdoor, and I have a referral that looked at 2 properties already. So
Boom. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Man, oh man, there's another one. Just implementation and bingo bango, look what happens. Great work. Okay, who else? All right, I'm going to wrap up.
Real quick.
Oh, go Patrick Woods.
I'll just say I'm grateful for my wife. This kind of bookends it perfectly with Karen's. I'm grateful for my wife because I remember on our first date, I said, if money were no object, what would you do? And she said, I would be a teacher. And she is the most incredible mom, and she is the best person to be at home homeschooling our kids. I know it's tough for the moms, and she's just doing an incredible job setting them up to succeed. So I'm grateful for my wife.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Patrick Woods.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share 2 things. Is that okay? I'm going to do it anyhow. So I had one, and then I'm going to share, but I want to share this one because I just got hot off the press, just got a text from our youngest daughter who's pregnant, expecting their first in January, and she just had her appointment, and the text says baby heart rate was between 130 and 140. So super excited that everything went awesome today there. And I want to just share with you how grateful I am for the meteor shower. So this morning at 3 a.m. I woke up, not on purpose, by the way. I just woke up and I could not go back to sleep. And then I got out of bed a little before, probably at 4:30, and got on the road at 5 o'clock sharp. And I went for a run down Apple Road and did a little 4-miler. And that was awesome in and of itself. But as I looked up, we had a half moon and there was a little meteor shower. And so the reason I want to share that with you is I'm grateful for it. And there's something magical before the sun comes up every single day. Right. And this morning I was graced with just the beauty of nature. So I wanted to share that with you. So get out there, enjoy this amazing globe that we're on. Socially distanced, of course. Okay. All right. What's next? Oh, speaking of, Karen Dunn. Karen Dunn.
All righty. Hello, everybody. Happy Hump Day. Hope you guys are all surviving this crazy market that we have right now with low inventory, multiple offers, and then when we get clients into escrow, dealing with repairs and negotiations. I don't know about you guys, but I've been dealing with that a lot lately with my buyers. So good luck and happy hunting out there. But I just wanted to share a few items with you to keep you informed on what's going on with the mortgage, with mortgages. So mortgage applications are up 300% since last year. So that's huge. So there's bound to be delays. So what we've kind of seen lately is some appraisal delays. So appraisers are taking a little bit longer to get the appraisals done. So just be aware of that when you're out there with your buyers, that that could be happening. Also, turn times and underwriting. Here at Big Valley Mortgage, we do prioritize our purchases, so we're still able to get things closed on time. But there are other lenders out there that don't prioritize purchases, and so their turn times are astronomical because our refinance turn times aren't that great because we prioritize purchases. But there's other lenders that just bundle everything up and they don't prioritize the purchases. So if a buyer comes to you, the lender, make sure that you talk with the lender and find out about that, because that could really kill a deal if their purchases are not being prioritized. Last part of the delay is on payoff demands. So I actually had one of these on a sale that happened last week where the title company had not ordered the payoff demand, and payoff demands are taking 5 to 7 days now. And so that actually delayed our close because they had to wait for the payoff demand before they could close. So just be very cognizant of what's going on in time frames, so that way you can ensure that your deals are closing on time. So be proactive, check out all the details. Rates are still great. We're in the twos, high twos. So, bring in the buyers. I'm here to help you put things together and market and do whatever you need from me. So give me a call. Thanks.
Thank you, Karen.
You're very welcome.
So back, Karen, when you and I were little kids in this business, did you ever think we'd be saying in the twos?
Never.
And that's insane, right?
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate that much. Next. PC extraordinaire Amba.
Right. Hello, everyone. So can you believe we're halfway through quarter number 3 already? Like Q3, mid Q3. So I'm already now starting to look at what's going to happen in quarter 4 that builds momentum to our first quarter of 2021. Crazy, right? Business planning is going to start here in October. I'm going to start to be covering during coaching how to prep for winning in your fourth quarter. So show up to those coaching sessions on Thursday mornings at 9:30. And I want to take a moment for those of you guys who are not in coaching to ask, what does your plan look like? Are you sitting down and writing out a plan? Do you know what's going to happen for the month of August? And if you haven't taken the time to do that plan, do the plan, and I'd be happy to review it with you and hold you accountable to that plan. There's 2 questions I want you to ask yourself as you're looking at that. First question, what priorities can you accomplish this month to feel like you're on track for your annual goal? And then second question, what are 3 things that most likely will stop you from accomplishing those priorities? If you need those questions, reach out to me, and I'd love to hear those answers privately offline. Make it a great rest of your week. If you need any help or support, I'm here to support you with that.
Awesome. Amber, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next. Molly Mai. Woo! Molly Mai, are you there? Hello, Molly. She's not, or she's muted.
Good job, Molly.
Good job, Molly.
Great job.
Yeah, Molly Mai and the Gold Group in general are just like killing it. So Molly, big shout out to you. Great work, and keep it up. Super proud of you. All right, who's next? Nicole Heffernan. Woo! Great job, Nicole. Those are awesome slides, by the way, Amy. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the deal. It's time for that age-old song. So please unmute everyone. Unmute everyone. Or unmute yourself. And has everyone got the vocal cords?
Chris, you are muted.
Oh, there we go. That's cool. Thank you. So is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, everyone ready? Okay, don't leave it hanging. Okay, count of 3. Your best rendition, Aline. You're still muted. Amber, still muted. Kyle Vogt, still muted. Danny T, Lisa V,
All right. There we go.
Candace, Leslie, Nastro. This is a team song. Alexis, Bree.
I'm here.
Not
Yeah,
that
I'm here.
Okay, you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, and
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
happy birthday,
Everybody.
Curtis, Lonnie, Johnny,
Happy
Steve.
birthday to you.
Birthday to you.
Wow.
Wow,
That
guys.
was depressing. That was so slow and depressing.
That's like a dirge, John.
Happy birthday.
Happy,
Yeah, there you go.
Happy birthday.
All right. There we go. Great job. Great job, everyone. Well, hey, remember, we have practice every Thursday night for that. So. Okay, next slide. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Here we go. Get ready to sit down because this is big. Theo. Woo, Max. Yeah, it's okay to give a woo and a shout and a clap. Sally Chang. Aaron Lee. Tracy St. John. Lonnie Horn. Newington Group. Denise Underwood. Tina Costa. Rebecca Kaufman. Shell and Johnny. Gennaro. Diana. Orlando. Dwayne. Albiani. Clara.
Yeah.
But don't stop there. Justin Hamilton, Johnson Bauer, Cooley, Garrett Scott, Real Estate Group, PWG, Nikki Wynn, Adrian Tafoya, Money Man, Infinity Real Estate, Eli,
Levi.
Nicole, Tina Christensen, Mode, Mold Group, and Shannon Robinson. That's a big
Nice.
number. That's a big number.
That's good.
Hey, Patrick Wood, do you have any comments on that number?
I'm in here with Marcy.
Oh, hi, Marcy.
So any comments on that number? So I'll just say what we closed in a week is more than most offices would close in a month.
Yeah.
And that is incredible. It's a testament to everybody that's out there and doing the work. You know, it's funny to see, and I don't mean funny, haha. It's funny, interesting. Chris and I have this conversation all the time about the definition of funny. It's funny to see the way that we talked about this at the meeting last week about how we're watching all these people with their numbers going down and ours just keep going up. So to compliment to everybody that got after it and did the care calls and reached out to the database, you're reaping the rewards of doing that back then today. And if you aren't reaping the rewards right now, use that as a model to get after it now and reach out to your database, because this trend will continue. Because if we look back on the last few months, the number of transactions are down from March of this year versus March of last year. We still haven't bridged that gap. So there's a lot of stuff that's still kicked down the road. So that means there's a ton of opportunity. So
Yep.
congratulations, everybody. Super proud of you.
Yeah. Great work. Thank you, Mr. Woods. All right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's the deal. So one of the biggest challenges that we have is we have so much amazing content at KW. And that's a great thing, not a bad thing. It's just a challenging thing because sometimes it's hard to know what to do. So
we're leaving soon, guys.
Okay, cool. So Tony Brody is doing career visioning once again, August 20th. So he's doing career visioning, 30, 60, 90, and success through others. 25th, 26th, and 27th. Okay, that's what, 2 weeks out? Is that right? So this is a great opportunity for those of you. This is a great opportunity for anyone who has any interest in ever building a business. Not just doing more transactions, but how do you build a real estate business? And as I've said repeatedly, many of the top performers in the KW stratosphere, you will find that they go to things over and over and over again, because that's the path to mastery. Okay. So it isn't a nominal $99. And if you want to grow a business, get signed up. Cool. And by the way, things like this are open to, if you know people at other brokerages who want to build businesses, but yet they don't have the tools and the resources like we do, they can come to this stuff. Okay, so feel free to invite a friend. Okay, cool. Next slide, please. All right, so Patrick Woods, is he
Yes,
still
sir.
there? All right, awesome. So tell us about this.
So this goes back to, I mean, everywhere I go and people I talk to around the country, their inventory is low, right? The buyers are out and crazy. I was just talking to Michelle. She's just printing off 12 offers on one of her properties. And I don't think that's super unique. 12 might be, but multiple offers is not super unique. Here's what we know is that at some point, the sellers are going to catch on that prices are going up. It's a great time to sell, and they're going to come out and get to the market. I want to make sure that our agents are in first position when that transition happens. So Craig Rieger, for those of you that don't know him, he's mega agent. He owned multiple Keller Williams market centers. He was our area director in Northern California and Hawaii for region, MAPS coach. Essentially, Tony DeCello, his coach, challenged him to take 90 listings in 90 days. And this goes right to setting a really big goal. He only got 87. So technically, he failed on accomplishing his goal. And what I can tell you is his whole world dramatically changed because he set after getting 90 listings in 90 days. That's what opened up a world of opportunity for him. So I couldn't think of anybody better to come and speak into our worlds than somebody who took 87 listings in 90 days to teach us how to take 90 listings in 90 days. So
Cool.
Craig's an awesome guy, and he will light a fire under you if you don't have one already.
So Patrick, thank you for leveraging your relationships to bring somebody like this to our market center.
Absolutely.
Okay,
And
cool.
we're working on a handful more, and and Chris and I are working on those to make sure that we're delivering the value that we need during these times to continue building a rock solid business.
Okay, cool. And by the way, Patrick, can they invite friends to this too?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
This is open to everybody. This is, I guarantee you have a friend that's at another brokerage that desperately needs to hear this message as well.
Yep.
So.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Next slide. Oh yeah, woohoo! Mega Camp. By the way, we have the most registrations in the entire region. Is that correct, Marcy and Patrick?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
Yay!
We're number one.
Yep.
Woohoo!
So by the way, on this, so if you have not signed up, do it. As Amber said, 2021 is already knocking at our door, right? So if you want to get yourself in the right, not just mindset, and also with the right strategies and the right plan, this has got to be part of your deal. And if it's not, and by the way, if you're running a team, if you got to drag your people to this, well, you won't have to, because if you're running a great team, you don't have to drag them because they've already signed up. And then, by the way, yes, we are having a socially distanced, awesome community event in the barn for dinner on our market center dinner on the 16th. More to come on that, so that'll be awesome. Okay, cool. Next. All right, here we go. So super excited this morning. So we had this little thingy that, it may just be like a, here it comes and here it goes thing, this little thing called Command. Anyone heard of it? This crazy guy named Gary Keller and decided to make this claim that we're a technology company, and people said, oh, you're a nut, you're an idiot, you're stupid. Oh, I guess not. And so, by the way, so Command is awesome. Patrick and I had a meeting with a recruit right before the team meeting, and Patrick he got a glimpse at Command from one of our agents. And what did he say essentially, Patrick?
Pretty much, I'm gonna say a word that my wife doesn't like me to say.
Yeah.
Pretty much, if you're not using Command, you're stupid.
Yeah, he said that.
This thing is amazing.
Yeah, he said that. Right. It wasn't.
And he's not with us.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yet.
Pretty awesome. So here's what we know. Technology for the sake of technology does nobody any good. So Kyle Vogt, thank you for your time this morning. So what I want you to all think about, the challenges that Command can solve. So if you have a lead gen challenge, it can help you solve that. If you have a lead follow-up challenge, it can help you solve that. And if you have a leverage challenge, it can help you solve that. Okay. So this morning, Kyle and I think Amy's going to partake a little bit too here and take you through how Commands work and can help you generate even more leads for your business. So Mr. Vogt, take it away.
All right. Well, so thank you for that introduction. What I really want to talk to everyone about today is campaigns, as you can see, but talk about the why. if you have used Facebook campaigns in the past, why should you be using campaigns in Command to do that instead? How it optimizes, and we're just going to talk about that. We're also going to talk a little bit about how do you follow up. So if you get 50 leads, are you capable right now of following up with 50 leads? Most of you might not be able to do that. So what we want to do is show you how to, here's the quintessential lead. Well, first, why you should be using campaigns. Here's how you run the perfect campaign. And then let's follow up with those. After that, if we have time, we're also going to talk about some updates that are coming to Command, some stuff that's been changing, some things to see in the next 30 days or so. So just to start, why you should be using campaigns to run your Facebook ads. Well, so Amy and I were talking, and one of the things that got brought up was Facebook Ads Manager. Who here has experience with Facebook Ads Manager? You can just raise your hand a little bit. Okay, is it super easy and straightforward to use? We're seeing lots of like move and bob.
For me anyway.
Yeah, it's one of the difficulties is if you spent all of your time or money to use Facebook Ads Manager, you could do a decent job doing that. One of the things is it changes all the time. It's pretty complex. So you can think you're doing a good job, and then it changes in a week, and you have to spend a whole bunch of time. Amy was saying that. Well, you tell them what you were saying about that.
So I've done it before, especially when I started working with Rachel and Diane and Jenna, and before I kind of familiarized myself properly with Command at that time, we were running ads through Rachel's ad manager. And it's a very overwhelming interface. There's so many different elements, and like Kyle was saying, it changes constantly. So just when you think you've grasped it, it'll change the next week, and you kind of have to go back to the drawing board. It's great if you kind of have a team, whether or not you kind of have someone maybe doing it for you, which is just extra unnecessary money, or that you've got enough people that can manage all the leads. It's very time consuming to pull together the ad. And then it's very time consuming, like keeping up to date with the leads that come in. Whereas obviously with campaigns in Command, it's probably you could run have an ad running from beginning to end in, I think I've done it in like 30-40 seconds before. And I've been on Ads Manager, and I've probably spent a good like hour pulling together an ad and fine tuning it and all of that. So yeah, so I'm just putting it out there. I think it's silly that people go to Ads Manager and don't do it in Command. It's crazy the amount of time you save and money you save. And sort of, I know we're going to touch on the follow-up later with leads, but that's another thing. Like obviously Command put all your leads straight into your contacts. So everything's done automatically for you, and inputting leads from Ads Manager and going back and forth is a lot more time consuming than people realize, or maybe you're already aware. And it's something that, if you don't have the time, you're spending a lot of money on these ads and you're just not following up the leads, and it's just an absolute waste of money. So Command basically does all the legwork for you. You just have to, maybe come up with a little bit of creativity for your ads and make sure that you're adding them to the follow-up smart plans, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah, it's pretty simple. So one of the cool things with campaigns is we're all interconnected. And so one of the reasons why, so you could be using Ads Manager and using it successfully, we're still seeing better results with Facebook ads through Command. And the reason for that is because we have a network of 180,000 agents who, maybe not all of them are using campaigns, but it's about $7 million are being spent with the campaigns function in Command. And so what that does is Facebook registers that as one marketing profile instead of 180,000 different marketing people. So it bunches it all together and gives us priority, and it allows everyone to learn from everybody else's ads that are running. So it's a really great way to save time, leverage the resources of everybody in KWRI, and all 180,000 agents, and actually get cheaper Facebook leads than you would if you did it yourself or paid someone to do it. I was talking to some agents. Lori emailed me this morning because I was asking her how much she's getting for her average cost per lead. And it's anywhere from 55 cents to $1 per lead. And she has a current ad that's running right now that's 8 cents per lead and has 18 leads from that are 8 cents a piece, which is pretty darn good. So if you're looking to get contact information to follow up with people, it's a really great way to do that. So anything else you wanted to add, Amy?
That's kind of it. I mean, yeah. It's something that I'm genuinely passionate about because I lived through, you know, doing the ad manager separately and then learning more about campaigns. And then it was one of those like aha moments for me where I was like, why didn't we do this sooner? Like, why didn't I spend a little bit of time just getting my head around campaigns sooner to save me so much more time in the long run for, you know, like for the Johnson Bauer team, for example, like at the beginning, and now it's just something that we keep rolling, and it's great. And you also, it creates such easy, simplified reports that you can, you know, show your clients if you want to show them, or just if you want to compare and contrast ads to see how they've been running. Maybe if you've done different targeting, or you've done one listing ad, one to attract listings, one to promote listings, whatever. And it's the format of it is so clean and clear. So when you want to kind of come back to your reports and see all the results you've got, it's brilliant. Whereas for me anyway, and maybe it's just my tiny brain, but in Ads Manager, the interface is very complex. It's very time consuming, and you know, I get it for certain things maybe, but for what we're doing, and like Kyle mentioned about how it works with working with the 180,000 other agents that are, you know, or hopefully all pulling into it. It's huge, and it's such an amazing tool, and it's silly if no one's using it, basically.
Definitely. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to run everyone through. Here's the perfect ad. Now, it might not be perfect in your eyes. You might think it's not that great, but I'm going to think it's perfect, okay? So what you're going to do is you go to campaigns, which on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see it. It's like the 7th one down, campaigns. It's a little megaphone. You're going to click that. And then you're going to click Create New Campaign. You're going to do social ad. And I'm going to type in, I have a listing that's pending in Galt that I'm going to use. So this might be a little bit fast if you're not familiar with the system. That's okay. You can reach out to me. You can also reach out to Amy, and we can give you a much more in-depth view of doing this, okay? Also, we want to advertise the listing. So what we've seen is the most successful ads have been about advertising a listing. So you want to click that. You could do attract listings, brand awareness, a bunch of these other ones. My recommendation is to advertise a listing. So if you don't have a listing to advertise, that's where reach out to some agents in the market center, get their permission to advertise their listing, okay?
It's unlikely. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to say it's unlikely anyone's ever going to say no because it's free promotion for their listing. So
right.
Yeah, it's a win-win for both parties.
It's a great point. So we're going to click Facebook. And we're going to do setup campaign. This is going to pop up where you can search for the address and pull the pictures in automatically. So you don't have to, this is pending, it is my listing, but there we go. Select, so I typed in the address, I'm going to hit select. It automatically pulls all of the ad copy from the multiple listing service. I'm actually going to change this because for a Facebook ad, what works for the multiple listing service isn't necessarily what works for an ad. You want something that is compelling, that people read it and so go, oh, I want more information about that. I want to find out something next. So what I'm going to write is looking for an affordable place to live.
Also, emojis always go down well as well.
Yes, they do. Yeah, so use lots of emojis. That's a great pro tip right there.
I heard the double prayer hands are the best.
Double prayer hands. I won't do one, but you guys, you add some emojis.
I couldn't help it. Oh.
Well, let me just copy and paste this, and then you don't have to watch me typing. How about that? I prepped this so I wasn't having to think on the spot about something good. 1 second. Copy, paste. Okay, so I put looking for an affordable place to live without sacrificing schools and shops. Well, Galt might be a great place for you with great schools and close proximity to Sacramento. Click more to see this great home in Galt. Something like that, right? This could be. It limited me. Well, anyways, something like that, okay? Something that isn't going to be, this is a 3-2 in Galt. Check it out. You want something that's going to be enticing to people, that they want to find out more information. Click to learn more. Let's do that. Okay. Click to learn more. Then the headline, find out why people love living in Galt. And then the description, something like, see what Galt has to offer, okay? So looking for an affordable place to live. Galt could be a really great place for you to live. So if you want more information, click to get more information, to learn more about that. Then the headline, so the thing that people are going to see is find out why people love living in Galt. I'm going to say that. So on the right-hand side is everything that you're going to see. So this is how it's going to appear on Facebook. Then we're going to go to add media. Because I already selected the listing from KWLS, all of the photos are already going to be populated in here. I'm going to select, let's just do that one. Let's do that one actually. Crop. And then you can see there's a little carousel.
I've also found personally that the carousels get a lot more attention, but I only ever do like 3 maximum, because you want to, like, you know, somewhat tease them with the nice photos, but you want them to click through, you know, start communicating with them as a lead. So you don't want to give them all the photos so that they then don't click through to see more, if that makes sense. So
that's also the same like with like the copy and stuff too. You don't want to say this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot, $400,000 house. Here's the address. You want to, entice them, get them asking to learn more about something. So this is what your ad would look like. Here's a little carousel. People do respond better to the carousel, being able to see more than one photo. And we're going to save. Next, configure the ad.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
So in my conversation with Zach, doesn't something with the algorithms ultimately show which of those photos attracts the most people to it?
So in your like the feedback that we get, or
No, doesn't something with the way that everything's configured, that over time it'll start showing the photo that gets the most.
yes, yes, yeah. So the one that gets the best responses from people will be the one that will be prioritized.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're going to go down from that. So once you're good with the photos, you also could do a video here as well. So if you wanted to upload your video, you could upload a video. And we're going to go to Facebook ad.
I do believe the video has to be under a minute, but that might have changed. But the last time we ran a video, it was stopping us. We had to do it for under a minute. But yeah, just
you're right, yeah.
If that's changed now, because obviously Facebook are changing all the time.
Yeah, I think video is a really great thing to do, but obviously for an entry point, the photos are going to be a really great starting point for most of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and then select the page. If you filled out your marketing profile, this will pull from your, well, if you filled out your Facebook, if you've connected your account, whatever Facebook business pages you're an admin to, this will allow you to select. So for some reason, you had 5 different Facebook business accounts for your real estate business, you could select and choose different ones accordingly. So for some reason I wanted to do Kyle Vogt real estate photography, I could make it that instead. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do Vogt real estate group. Then for destination, you always want to use Facebook lead generation form. Always use that. So make sure you click that. A lot of times when people aren't getting a lot of leads, it's because they aren't using this. They're using a site or a landing page instead. With this, it pre-populates their name, their phone number, and their email. They can't edit that, but it will pre-populate. So once they click learn more, it pre-populates it from their Facebook account, and then it gets sent to you. So so then after that, the call to action button, so you can do sign up, apply now, or learn more. For this one, we're going to do learn more. If you were doing a Keller Mortgage one, or we're signing up for a list of some sort, you could do one of those two, but we're going to do learn more right now. And then the follow-up destination. So you could choose a landing page, create a landing page for your property, and go that route. My recommendation would be go to your website, search the property address. Well, once this pulls up, search the property address. Let's just do this right quick. Pull up the single property. So if we just click one, it'll come up to its own landing page right here. Take this URL, copy and paste it right here. Okay. That way you don't have to create a new landing page for your listing. It's already on your website. Then they go straight to your website, and it doesn't take them somewhere else. Okay. And you're also giving them information. So you're not just taking their information, you're providing a resource for them after they actually get more information. So provide something that is of value. So you're not just like, oh, this is cool, I got your information, thanks. And they're like, well, what the heck? I wanted to learn more about Galt.
See, I think I like the idea of leading them to your website, because then obviously they're then on your website. So if they keep searching for other properties, you'll get notifications, etc. But I do like using the landing pages sometimes. And I only say that because for the last few ones we've done, I've been embedding our Matterports into it and been adding an additional call to action, which is to download the app. And so you can kind of personalize it a little bit more and put a lot more information in it that might not be on the listing page on your website, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I think it might depend on who you are and what you kind of prefer, but also if, say you do have a 3D video or a Matterport or something else you want to embed into the listing to make that listing page pop out more, then I do use those, but I also, like Kyle's saying, I think it is also a nice idea to lead them to the listing page on your website so that you can follow their move if, you know, they go onto other listings and start clicking about.
Yeah.
So there's arguments for and against.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point to bring up. And yeah, I would definitely agree with that. If you don't have comfortability with doing, you know, doing all this stuff with Matterport and things like that, you can use your website. If you do want something more customizable, you could definitely do a landing page as well.
And I can always, if you guys want to learn more about how you can personalize and add more kind of like additional things for landing your listing pages, just give me a shout and I can show you that, or Kyle can show you whatever. But yeah, that's just a sort of a side note. That might be adding a bit too much into this session right now. Just something to think about.
So the last thing with this is going to be the budget and the duration. The longer your budget with the more money that you spend into it, the better results you'll get. And the reason is because of Facebook and Command's AI. It learns and starts placing the ads better as the ad stays live longer. Okay. So I would recommend, if you wanted to do 10 days, it says we recommend a 10-day campaign with a budget of $1 per day per channel. I would say if you do at least, at least $25 or $30, that's what I would recommend. You're more than likely going to see you're getting more leads for everything. Okay.
A lot of people, like I know Nick Baldwin kind of makes this point a lot about, I think it was Nick or someone made a point about how you shouldn't be spending less than $1 a day. And that's like the absolute minimum.
Yep,
So
definitely.
bear that in mind when you're choosing your budget and then how many days you're running it for. 'Cause you can always like lessen your budget, but then just lessen the days it's running for so that the spend's bigger per day, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really want to go under $1.
Definitely. That's right.
Question.
Okay, so as you start doing these things, there's other different types of ads you can be running, but this is the one. It's a really great entry point. You're going to get a lot of activity and a lot of leads from it. Then it just comes to following up with those leads. We don't have that much time to go into it, so we'll probably be touching on this going forward. But that's where Smart Plans, it automates all of your follow-up with all of these leads.
Kyle, I have a question. This is Erica.
Yes.
How does Command determine your audience?
So Command determines your audience based upon, so if you look at the the ad targeting, it bases it off of that.
Okay.
You can also do custom settings to do different interests as well, but it utilizes all of the information within the network at large that helps dictate who should be seeing your ad based on all of the information that's being put into the system.
Okay.
But you can change this, and I didn't touch on this. You can use custom settings to set a specific location down up to, or the smallest at 15 miles. You can add and change interests. I'll actually add a list of different interests that if you wanted to do, these are the recommended ones. But yeah, so I'll do that in the chat right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I personally think the interest targeting is kind of pivotal, I feel like. And it's interesting when you're starting out with ads as well to kind of chop and change them and have a look at how those ads are running and like the success rate. So maybe do like 5 interests in one, 5 interests in the other, compare, contrast, and see sort of how relevant they were and how many leads that led you to. And then just like, we've kind of been playing around with it quite a lot with the Johnson & Bauer team to see, and I think we've kind of formalized one sort of set of like keyword, basically what Kyle's posted that work really well, and then it's just kind of playing around with those interests. And then obviously for things like, you know, if you have a 1.5 or $2 million listing, to add in like luxury property and then other things like that, just to kind of make it bespoke to that ad. But most listings will probably include all of those.
Yeah. All right, so then what we're gonna do now, I can unshare my screen if that's fine, I'm done with that. We're gonna go into some updates that are coming down the pipeline for Command within the next 30 to 60 days. Some of these will be sooner and some of them will be later. One of the cool ones that is gonna happen is a Twilio integration to Command. What that's gonna allow us to do is actually text directly through Command instead of or through around it, right? So it'll be a KW Twilio working together, and then we are just acting like it'd be normal. So we'll be texting through that. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be able to have a lot better experience and some different new features. It's going to make it more normal texting than how it is now. Another big thing is going to be for teams. So within 30 days, they're going to give Rainmakers options on how the database and how contacts are controlled. So it will allow people to bring in their current database, their sphere of influence, and everybody else who's added after that be owned by the team, and just give different scenarios and different ways that ownership will be controlled by the Rainmakers. And so what that's going to allow you to do is, if you have a large team, it's going to be able to help you determine who's owned by who, and you don't have to worry about, you know, your team members' data being taken or them taking your data or things like that. Then the next one, there's an updates for round robin or lead routing, excuse me, and also there is going to be some updates for seeing your team stats, seeing how many people, how many leads you've given them, basically how efficient they are. So if you've been handing them a bunch of Facebook leads or a bunch of leads, are they following up on them? You can prioritize certain team members over other team members. So we're going to see a lot of updates for the team aspect. Most of the individual agent stuff is going to be just the same, but lots of huge updates for teams are coming up soon. So
cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you want to take any questions?
Sure.
Anybody have anything they want to ask?
Hey, Kyle.
Yes.
I will have 2 of my listing coming up. We need to put it on to Command and advertise.
Okay.
Probably I'll spend about $100 or so.
Okay.
On
so
each.
That's where if
listing.
you wanted to meet with Amy or myself, but probably Amy, she's going to be the person to help you come up with, you know, what are the listings? What's the best strategy for advertising those? How can you get the best bang for your buck?
I'm meeting with Amy 3 o'clock today, right, Amy?
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
So let's chat through then.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I got 2 of them.
All right, you're gonna be set then. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Anyone else?
Just want to say great job, Kyle and Amy. Thank you for the info.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I'd be interested to see in the comments who is already, you know, confident with campaigns, people that think they're confident but think they could do a bit more with it, play around with ads a bit more. It'd be cool to get an idea of that, just so we can kind of see where we're at as a market center when it comes to in Command.
Yep, cool.
This looks excellent. Is there a place where I can replay this meeting?
Yes.
It is recording.
Yeah, we'll send it out, George, to everyone after this.
Thank you.
Eileen will send it out to you guys.
All right, cool. So here's how I'm going to wrap up today. So Marcy,
Yes.
in the last 2 months, approximately how much profit have we shared with our agents?
About 70,000.
About $70,000. Okay, cool. So here's the deal. You know, I came here a little over 2 years ago, 2.5 almost now, and I didn't come for profit share. And here's the reality. Keller Williams has shared, are you all sitting down? $1.4 billion in profit share in its history. I don't know where you're all from, but where I'm from, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay? So here's the deal. I would never want to have any of you ever refer an agent to this market center. I'd want you to refer them to this market center because we have an awesome culture and we have awesome agents and we have awesome technology and we have awesome education. And if you believe that, and the cool part of it is when you refer people, we can help you build your profit share tree. Okay? And we have not done a very good job, I will say even at Keller Williams since I've been here, of really not being shy about profit share. Because the reality of it is the money that goes into a real estate company is going to go somewhere. And where I come from as an agent from age 25, I'm okay with companies sharing profit with their agents. Are you okay with that? So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. We have a lot of amazing opportunities for all of you, and we have a lot of amazing opportunities for people that you know at other brokerages that need our education, they need our growth, they need our culture, they need our technology, because the reality right now as I see it, and I could be delusional by the way, but as I see it out there, this industry is a bloody mishmash. Okay? There's companies popping up left and right with this and this, and people are going for the next shiny penny. We are a pretty shiny penny. The only difference is we're not a new shiny penny. We're a shiny penny that's been around since 1983 with this crazy guy by the name of Gary Keller with amazing technology. So what I'm going to ask and beg of you that you go out there and change your financial future with profit share and go change someone else's life by introducing them to the market center. Because there's no reason why this journey to the moon cannot continue. And by the way, we land safely and return home safely. We're not Apollo 13, by the way. Okay? So that's what I'm in with today. We have just too many amazing things not to be even like double and triple in what we've done, right? So I'm excited about that journey. And so I want to help you build your profit share tree. And that is my commitment to you. Cool? All right, awesome. Have a fabulous day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.